this video, we're going to introduce the puppy to the leash and loose leash walking. But first we need to prepare. Make sure you have some yummy treats available, things that you can break into small pieces. This is one of my favorites to use. I also use wieners quite often. You just need a regular 4 to 6 foot leash, nothing fancy. Probably not a good idea to have the poop bag dispenser on the leash. I notice it often gets in the way of training, and I'm not a fan of using a flexi lead or retractable leash for training. They're too bulky. Just a regular flat buckle collar will work just fine. A wide collar definitely is more comfortable for your dog. My absolute favorite is the Gentle Leader head halter. This was being filmed during the coronavirus shutdown, so I wasn't able to go shopping for one to fit the puppy used in this video. This is a nylon martingale collar. This comes in handy when you've got a dog that has anatomy where their neck is way bigger than their head, and what happens is they would slip out of a regular collar. This is also a martingale. It's a chain martingale. You must never leave this on your dog. Remove it with the leash. As well, the same thing goes for the choke chain. Remove it with the leash. Never leave it on your dog. And as for this thing, I think it's barbaric and should never be used. I'm not a fan of these regular type harnesses. Dogs like to counter pressure, so it actually encourages pulling. But a good use of the harness would be to secure your dog in the car. And there's these other types of harnesses that are meant as an aid to prevent a dog from pulling. I want you to think very carefully about what this harness could possibly be doing to the muscles in the shoulders of your dog or puppy. So let's get started. This is Sasha. She's an 8-week-old corgi puppy, and she has never, ever had a leash on in her life. So this is actually the very first time. So I've just got a regular nylon leash and a plain old buckle collar, nothing fancy. I should also mention that when you introduce your puppy to wearing a collar and they're not used to wearing a collar, they're going to find it a little bit uncomfortable. And you might notice that they're going to take their back leg and they're going to start scratching at it. That's perfectly normal. Make sure, though, that when you have the collar on, that the collar is on snug. Do not have it on loose. It should be on snug enough, but you can still slide 2 fingers in. That's really important. A loose collar is something that can be dangerous. So we'll get started. It's our job to make sure that no matter what, that leash is loose. That is our job in the beginning. Later on, it's going to become your dog's job. But until we're ready to transfer that over, we shall assume the responsibility. Make sure you have your treats ready and be really happy and encouraging. And every time your puppy steps forward with you, you should be saying yes and rewarding with a treat. Make sure that you keep that leash loose when you're walking, no matter what. Sometimes you'll have to change your position. So if that means that you've got to turn and face your puppy, then that's what you're going to do. You want to be motivational. Maybe you're going to walk backwards. Maybe you're going to slap your legs, make kissy noises like. You can do all of these things to motivate your puppy to come with you, but whatever you do, make sure that you do not repeat commands like their name and come. If you find that working outside is just too distracting for your puppy, you can definitely introduce this inside. But remember, you want to deal with real-life distractions, and you're going to have to work hard to make sure that you're more exciting than the rest of the world. So be rewarding to your dog to keep its attention. So the most important thing that you should not do is do not ever pull your puppy. What ends up happening is you're causing pressure on the back of the neck. So puppies will counter that pressure and therefore they will sit and they will refuse to walk forward. So it's counterproductive. You must go towards your puppy so that you are the one that is making the slack in the leash. And then you're going to be motivational. Maybe you have to bend down. Maybe you have to make more kissy noises. Maybe you have to lure them forward with that treat. That'll be okay in this instance. But you shall never, ever, ever pull them. That causes the puppy to park. And parking can become a very big problem. I think she did really good. Keep the session short. It can be exhausting for the puppies, not just physically, but mentally as well. There's a lot of things out here. And I know a lot of you have said that you want the in-class classes for the distractions, but the real distractions you want are the real world. So out here, there's all kinds of things to smell. There's all kinds of things to see. There's little blowing leaves going that are there to chase. And the focus is on me. When I lose the focus, it's because my rate of reinforcement is not fast enough. So I purposely caused a pause there so you could see that her nose then went to the ground. She was looking for something more interesting than me. So let's go back and have a higher rate of reinforcement this time. Well, I think that was really well done. Keep your criteria small. Keep your rate of reinforcement really, really fast and bang on. Make sure you're prepared. Don't worry about any of the other stuff. You can do this. You have to condition your dog that you are the most exciting and rewarding thing that they have out there. Let's create good habits rather than try to fix bad ones later. Thanks so much for watching. This is Sasha. Oh! This reminds me, when they're wiggling, don't put them down. Whatever you do when a puppy is wiggling, don't put them down or it'll be very hard to restrain them. So thank you for that demonstration, Sasha. And one of your ears is up. Have a great day, everybody. Don't put her down. Now we can put her down.